My high school world history class may have been the most boring room on the planet at approximately 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every single day of the week. I was surrounded by drab gray walls with a single poster of an old Heath Ledger movie hanging in the corner. 20 or so students surrounded me, each at a brown, unappealing desk, all wishing they could be somewhere else. The teacher, in her horrid monotone voice, seemed as if she wanted me there even less than we did, and I couldn't tell you a single thing I learned in that class. The boredom didn't even stop once I got out of there, though. It persisted throughout the days and the weeks and the years. I need something to do to keep my hands busy and my mind focused. And here I present to you my solution. Polyrhythms. I have been drumming in some way, shape, or form since I was about 7 years old, and especially recently, as I delve even further into this world of super niche musical ideas, polyrhythms have been a focus of mine. Today I'm going to tell you what a polyrhythm is, and then I'm going to show you how to practice one on your own so you don't have to be bored every time you sit in the lecture hall. A polyrhythm is a fancy word that musicians use to make themselves feel better about themselves. It comes from the Latin poly, which means many, and the English rhythm, which means rhythm. It's a ratio of two numbers. As I'm sure you heard back there, my hands were playing different things. My right hand was playing 3 in the same amount of time it took my left hand to play 4. What you're doing is you're trying to fit different quantities in the same amount of space. Except it's not quantity, it's snaps or hits or whatever, and it's not space, it's time. They're frequently used in jazz and in drum corps, or you might be most familiar with One Direction's hit single, What Makes You Beautiful, which had a huge triplet fill into the chorus. That's a 3/2 polyrhythm. But that doesn't actually tell you anything about how to play one. Like, if you want to be sick and epic like me, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get yourself a piece of paper or a piece of chalk or something, and you're going to decide what polyrhythm you're going to want to do. If you're like me, we're going to do 4/3s, which is what I played over there on the drum set. So, what's our first number? 4. So we're going to draw 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns. And then what's our second number? 3. 4/3. So we're going to draw that many rows. And I'm going to write the number 1 at the beginning of each row. And then I'm going to carry down these numbers at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forgive me, it is thundering and I can't control the weather. Next step. What's our first number? 4. Okay. On our right, we're going to be snapping 4 on our left hand. We're going to come back to that later. On our right hand, we're going to be snapping 3. And we're going to take each number 1 and circle it so that we know when to snap. That serves as our beat for this polyrhythm. Now, our left hand, 4, as I said, we'll get back to that. Now, this is a weird concept, and I still don't fully understand why it is this way, but basically, it's a multiplication. So we're going to go every third, and we're going to draw another shape. I am a fan of squares. So 1, we draw a square on 1, 2, 3, square on 4, 2, 3, square on 3, 2, 3, square on 2, 3, 4, 1. There you go, your chart's done. But this doesn't actually tell you much about what to do. You need a bit more information. So as I said, on every circle, you're going to snap with your right hand. And on every square, you're going to snap with your left. I'm right-handed and I'm a drummer. So my right hand is used to keeping time, which is why I snap the big beats with my right hand. You can do whatever you want, I don't care. So now we're going to count it out slowly. So 1, snap with both because there's a square and a circle. 2, 3, 4, snap with my left. 1, snap with my right. 2, 3, snap on my left because there's a square. 4, 1, 2, right, left. 3, 4, 1. And that's a full cycle of the polyrhythm. Now you're going to just do this slowly. If you're not looking off into this direction and trying to gesture, you can probably just do it reading it off. But for me, I have to memorize it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then you just speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So on and so forth, faster and faster, until suddenly you can't fit the numbers in the amount of space you have. in the amount of time you have. So what do? You just take them out. If you're having some trouble conceptualizing the actual rhythm, it's entirely understandable. There are some certain phrases. For 3/2, I like green eggs and ham, green eggs and ham, green eggs and ham. For 4/3, which is what we've been doing, pass the stinking butter, pass the stinking butter, pass the stinking butter. For 5/3, I do not like eggs and ham. I do not like eggs and ham. I do not like eggs and ham. If you want to go to a harder polyrhythm than that, you're on your own for your phrasing, but I'm sure the internet has your back. In conclusion, we have now explained what a polyrhythm is and how to learn any polyrhythm you may like. So the next time you feel like you're trapped in place and the day drags on, fear not. Polyrhythms are here to save you. You are no longer bound by this fear of boredom. So the sky is gray, the world around you a little bit too monotone. Take in a deep breath and begin to tap your feet or snap your hands or hit some pots and pans and drag yourself out of those pits of despair and drudgery and into the world of polyrhythms.